Alright, so this is going to be our first tutorial video. And this one will be how to 3D scan ruins. Now I am in a park. I know there's a couple ruins here. One I could use as an example. It is not the best ruin to use, but it will give you an idea on how this works. And I'll show you step by step on how to do this. So one thing you do need is a 360 camera. An Insta 360 camera is the one I'll be using. I do have the X3 model. And after I show you how to scan a ruin, there's two sites that you're going to need to go to. One to actually render the 3D scan, and the other is to display it. So I'm not far from the ruins, and if I have enough time today, I'll show you what else you can do with the 3D scanning. So not just ruins, but the land elevation. And this park is actually perfect for the other example I'd like to show. Okay, so I am at the ruins. These are actually the Delhas ruins. Now my goal is to walk around these ruins with the 360, and I'll show you how to do that. One thing I did forget to mention is that you need a selfie stick where you can mount your 360 camera to. That actually extends, because you need to hold this at least 3 feet, 3 feet above your head as you're scanning. So here are the ruins. The one obstacle that you're going to run into if you do 3D scan something in the woods is you got to work your way through the trees. And those trees will not really hinder, but it will kind of show up in the 3D scan. So, all right, let's begin. And what I'm going to do, hold on. What I'm going to do is walk around the ruins as I'm recording with my selfie stick. Now be careful if you're doing this in the woods that you have to watch your Insta 360 lens with the branches. So I'm going to start recording with the Insta 360, and I'm going to walk around the ruins. I have 20 minutes to do so, because anything over 20 minutes, the file's not going to take in the website you need to go to. Make sure that it is recording, and it is. So I have 20 minutes to do this. Let's start. Get it nice and high. Watch the tree branches. One other thing is you need to go slow. Try to go as slow as you can. But with trying to do this within 20 minutes. And another thing is, in order to get a nice detailed scan, and yeah, there's trash around here. Watch it. Tree branches. Is try to get that into every nook and cranny. Now, if you feel at some point that you've moved too quick, you can always stop. Scan a little. Now, I'm not going to be able to do this portion too well because of all the trees and the trash. But we shall see what we get. Alright, I'm going to go on a platform now. I do have Couple minutes left. I do want to get over there a little bit more. All these leaves on here. So there are holes in this platform. Just hope I don't fall through one of them. All right. We are good. Whatever level you start recording at, you want to keep that consistent. Another thing I'd like to show you is, not only is this great for ruins, but it also is great to show you elevation changes. And I have a perfect example in this park. Just have to remember how to get there. It is a horseshoe-shaped mound, and I will show you what a regular camera will show you. But I just think this, and a 3D scanning, can give you a better perspective of what I'm looking at. Alright, so here's one of those horseshoe-shaped mounds. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take it twice. One, taking my time, and the other, rushing it. I'm going to show you the difference in quality with them. But it still is that perspective. See, this mound goes all the way around. Now, why are there horseshoe-shaped mounds here? It's because there was a building in the middle that contained explosives, and to help protect the town around it, they built these mounds. Not exactly protect the town, but you get the point. So I'm going to do 2 3D scans, one thorough, one quick, and we'll see what the difference is. I'd like to note this is not a sponsored video. This is something that I learned, and the websites are simply tools that you need to render these 3D scans. One of the first sites you need to go to is CupixVista.com. Now, this is a free site, but you still need to sign in, so I'm going to sign in. Then it's going to bring you to your profile, and here are my past renders. I have done this a couple times. So what you want to do is you want to create new, and then click next. Now here is where it tells you what it currently supports. Note that the X3 supporting is ending soon. I did reach out to them in hopes to hopefully change their mind, because a lot of people are still using the X3. I also noticed that there are some complaints about the X4. I'm going to select this because I do have an X3. Now what I do here, I'm going to temporarily block it. So if I want this to render to a CPC file, what I need to do is I need to take what I've recorded, and when I record with the Insta360, it renders 2 files. One has a 00 in it. The other one has a 10. Note that everything else is the same except the 00 and the 10. And I'm going to copy these both over. Now they're both copied over. Here again is the 00. There is the 10. Then I'm going to click next. This is just the default name. I do believe you can change this at the beginning of it. And then submit. It's going to go into uploading status, which is here. So if you just want to see what you're uploading, there you go. After upload status, it's going to go into processing status, which if you just click processing, you don't see here because it's still uploading. Any other files are already rendered. So it depends on how big your file is going to depend on how long this takes. If you take the full 20 minutes, expect this to take a little bit of time. If it took you 10 minutes to scan something, well, maybe this will take maybe about 15-20 minutes. All right, so once it's done uploading and processing, it will say ready to download. You just click download, and then there's a little pop-up on the bottom, which will take you to the second site, which is VistaPoint. If you don't get that pop-up, you can just manually go here as VistaPoint.CupixVista.com. All right, so once you are at the site, what you're going to do is take the CPC file that you downloaded from that site, which is this one, the 203905, and I'm just going to click and drag. And it's going to render it, and it doesn't take long to render. And there it is. So keep in mind, this wasn't the best ruin to use. When you first render it, and look at that, you even got the graffiti. That is some detail. So what you can do here is you can zoom in, you can zoom out, if you don't want these bubbles in place anymore. Sorry, I just turned the mouse clicks on, so now you can see the mouse clicks. If you don't want to see those bubbles, they are the points where the camera picked up the recordings. Just click turn off pano bubbles. Now with this rendering, you can go in as close as you want, as far away as you want. Now notice there are some areas that are grayed out because they are the areas I did not get to. But look at that, you can see a lot of detail here. You can even see this little outcropping of the foundation there. The trees. You can also measure your 3D scans too. So let's say I want to measure the size of this foundation. Click measure. Click 1 point. And then go to the next. There you go. I'd say this ruin is about 205 feet long. If I wanted to measure the width, click there, click there. And that's probably about 55 feet long. All right, so now I'm going to show you the horseshoe. And this is the one where I rushed. See, it didn't quite get everything. I'm going to shut off the pano bubbles. You can see some elevation, but again, it didn't pick up everything. These areas are the gray areas here are the areas that I did not do in this one because I was rushing. So it couldn't pick up the elevation changes. Therefore, it has no data to represent. Now I'm going to show you the one I took my time with. And there you go. There you can see the elevation changes. You can see the trees, a lot of the trees. It doesn't pick up the finer detail of the branches because my camera wasn't up that high. The spots I missed. Let's go back to the front. Show you the elevation heat map real quick. And there you go. So this is really cool for like showing lands and stuff. The elevation changes in land. All right, so that is basically how you 3D map an area you're in, or you can 3D map an object. You can 3D map anything as long as you could do it within 20 minutes. Thank you for watching.